Time for another action figure adventures video here on SEO Toy Review. Today, Baby Skeletor and I are showing off some of our recent flea market finds. These are cool toys we picked up cheap at yard sales or thrift stores or flea markets, things like that. I hope you guys enjoy. I think we found some cool stuff. First up, we've got the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Falcon Zord. Unfortunately, it's missing one of its feet, but it was pretty cheap, and I knew the Legacy Falcon Zord was coming out, and I wanted to be able to take a look at both of them. So, I figured it was worth picking up. The guy told me he had the foot at the flea market, but they couldn't find it in the truck, because I was going to try and like glue it on or something like that. I may somehow use this for some sort of project, and it won't matter that it's missing a foot. I don't know. Otherwise, it may end up in the junk pile. We'll see. But you can see that the stickers on the top of the wings and everything are in really nice shape. Next up, I've got the Spartan from Robotech. Now, I got this guy at Goodwill. You can see here, picked him up for just under $2. I think he's missing those little covers that go on here. Maybe some other parts, I'm not sure. Ryan, who appears on SEO Toy Review with me, he's really into Robotech and Exo Squad and stuff like that. So I saw this and thought of him, so I grabbed it. It's got a little waist turn and head turn there. The missile launchers on the sides can rotate. The legs move. The toes can even be articulated. So it's actually a really nice robot figure. Here we have Dynamite Jack Slater's stunt figure from Last Action Hero. It's an awesome Arnold Schwarzenegger figure. Had to grab him. Get to the chopper! He's got articulation, standard articulation in this arm. This arm here is part of an action feature, and there's a button on his back, but it doesn't seem to work. I think he karate chopped or threw stuff. I forget exactly how he worked in the original figure. But I thought he was cool. Check out those great details on his shoes. The next thing I found was a bagged headhunter from Kenner's RoboCop line. You can see he's in a little bag there with both of his weapons. I'm not sure why he was bagged. I have a carded version of him. I wasn't aware he came with vehicles. Maybe he was a mail away. I'm just not sure. If you know what the deal is with this release, please leave me a comment below. We've got He-Man and Discs of Doom Skeletor from the New Adventures of He-Man. Both of these guys I already have, but I thought maybe the gold paint was nicer on this version of He-Man. And I picked up Skeletor because it came with part of his accessory there. He came with little discs that could be attached to that weapon. So I was happy to get that. My favorite thing about this Skeletor is that he features light piping. Picked up a couple of GIJoe items. We've got the Laser Trooper Sci-Fi here. I think the one in my collection had floppy knees, so when I saw this super clean one, I picked it up, figuring I might replace or upgrade mine. And this is a piece to the GIJoe Toss and Cross bridge layer. This is actually the part that flips over to release the bridge, and it breaks and or is missing from some of them, so I figured I'd grab it. Robotics, robotics. Here's the astronaut from Robotics. He's got a cool flip-down visor. This figure's from 1984, made by Milton Bradley. He was part of a toy line of these cool modular robots you could build, and they were kind of battery operated, so they would move around and do things. The one thing that I find interesting is, I remembered all the robotics guys having octagons on their back so they could connect to the robotics pieces. So I'm not sure if there's a variant on all the figures or not. Last but not least, we've got Tabi, sumo wrestler from the Chuck Norris Karate Commandos toy line. He's an interesting figure. He's really large. Here he is next to a GIJoe. And he's got sort of like a spring-loaded thing with his joints here. So, you know, he can attack like that. His legs can kick. But he's pretty well articulated. And just sort of a fun figure. I really like how he's got the big body type. We don't see a lot of that with action figures. You know, they all tend to be very standard in shape and size. So I do like it when toy lines have larger characters. This has been an Action Figure Adventures video. Do Baby Skeletor a favor, hit that like and subscribe button. Robotics, robotics.